So at this point, if you are sensitive, if you are my wife, turn this off now. Don't watch. All right.
This is for the boys.
First off, I wanted to talk about this is for the boys. This is for those that struggle. Okay. I wanted to talk about, because I saw this thing on birth rates, and the birth rates worldwide are dropping, and I saw a couple videos of people blaming feminism for the birth rates dropping. They're blaming feminism for testosterone and reproductive cells decreasing, and more sterilization. Now, why is this a problem? That ties back into capitalism and the growth and the need to replace the workforce. That's why the birth rates are a problem. That's why countries want to get birth rates back up. That's why it's a problem in Japan, because if they don't have the workforce, they can't continue to grow. Okay? So what this got me, of course, I went down the rabbit hole. And I started looking into this whole incel thing. Now, what I know about incels is like what I've seen on, there was a
the Law and Order
Criminal
SVU
Minds episode. Or was it an SVU episode? I don't remember. There was an episode where there was this like group of incels, and they use the word incel, and they go into what it means. It means involuntary celibate. And so they're like really disgusted with women, and women should bow down and blow them in the streets because they were nice to them. I don't really understand it. Here's the thing. If you're an incel, one, quit being a bitch. Quit being a fucking bitch. Two, go pay for sex. There is no shame in going and seeing a woman of the night and getting your rocks off. Honestly, if you've been through a drought, just go do what you need to do. It's not that big a deal. There's no shame in it. Just go
where it's
your
legal. Of course. That's
even then, like, most cops don't care. I mean, let's be honest. And everything, I think they find them on Craigslist. I think they're still there. Is Craigslist still a thing? I don't even know.
It is. I don't think you can encourage people to break the law on YouTube.
Well,
so you should do it where it's legal.
Sorry. Where it's legal, that's what I meant to say. And then I mean, we can get into what are the causes, what are the repercussions, okay? But I have some bits of advice. One, and this is, you've probably seen it 1,000 times, get rid of Facebook, go to the gym, and be attractive. No, seriously though. I'm going to give you BroPartisan Rhys foolproof plan for picking up women. It works 60% of the time, every time. Seriously though, it's very effective. Here it is. You ready? Go big early. Now, what does that mean? Here's what it means. If you're out at a bar or you're at a party and you see a group of women and you're like, oh, that one's really hot, that one's not so attractive, and that one's fat. Go talk to the fat one first. Ignore the hot one. Ignore the 5 or the 7. Ignore the 10. Do not talk to them. Talk to the fat girl. Women are catty, and they're very competitive. And so when you ignore the hot one, she is used to getting all of the attention. She is used to guys shooting their shot with her. And when you ignore her, she gets upset. She gets jealous. I've seen this happen 100 times, maybe 1,000. Okay, now, what can happen is the hot girl gets really jealous, and she starts really talking to you, and eventually things work out for you. Worst case scenario, okay? Worst case scenario, she's really she's really into her. She really like is happy for her fat friend to finally get some attention, and then you go home with the fat friend and you're still getting sex. Okay? See how that works? So worst case scenario, you fuck the fat one. Again, I said this is for the bros. You have to be willing to fuck a fat one. Okay? You're gonna smash some threes. Okay? Just accept that that's going to happen. Be okay with smashing a three. Get good at your craft. Gain your confidence. That's right. It's a craft. I said it. Gain confidence in talking to women, picking up women, taking them home, doing your thing, right? Be okay with not the most beautiful girl in the room. Okay? Eventually, once you've gained your confidence and once you know that you can talk to women and be more comfortable, then the hot ones will come. Things will happen. But it's a numbers game. You have to cast a wide net, right? And you can't be offended when you get shut down. Yeah, it sucks. You'll be walking to a bar and you'll be like, you'll look at a girl and kind of give her like and she'll be like, ugh. You're like, fuck you then, bitch. And then like you just keep it moving. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter because it's a numbers game. It's just like sales. So if you've ever been in sales, you know that it's a numbers game. You have to talk to as many people as you can to get a yes. You may talk to 10, you may talk to 100 people to get one yes. All you need is one yes. All you need is one to say yes. Cast a wide net. If you've got a type, get over your type. You can marry your type, right? But when you're trying to date and you're dating around, get over that. Get over a type. Go date multiple women. Just go. Like, quit being soft. Quit being a bitch. Go figure your life out. What else do I have on that? I don't know. Like, I don't really understand it. And you know, when I told you that, you're like, yeah, this coming from a lifelong Chad. Bro, I've been bald since I was 24. Now, true, I practically lived in the weight room from 9th grade to 11th grade. Like, I worked out 2 and 3 times a day. So I've got like a natural muscle memory mass looking thing. Now I'm fat, and so it doesn't really work for me, but back in my
I was like also 25 years ago that
but I didn't get fat until my wife made me fat on purpose. I'm convinced that she did it on purpose. She knew that I was a hoe.
Had to make you unattractive for all the other ones.
She knows that I'm a hoe. But, I'm not that I would anyway. I'm very happy. But my philosophy of picking up women in the bar is not new, and it took me a while to cultivate this philosophy. Like it works. I'm telling you, it works. It is bananas how it works, but it does. But when I was telling my wife, I was like, you're the bad one. You're the bad hot one, where you would be happy for your fat friend. Because that's the type of person she is. She would be the one where it's like, yeah, yay, like so happy.
The bad. It's really just like she's a nice person. Like,
I was like, it wouldn't work on you. That's why I married her, because she's a good person. Anyway,
I want to interject a couple of things.
Okay, go ahead.
It's interesting because I definitely ran down that that path for a while, right? So like not the full blown, no, actually just like the not just like long term drought type deal. I didn't even care. And
yeah, I cared.
And it was like, so I read all the blogs and everything, and it was like, should I care about all this stuff? And I was like, no, I don't really want to live that lifestyle. Like, I don't want to be, like, I had no desire to, like, hook up with someone, a different person every weekend or whatever else. Like, I had no desire for any of that. But I also realized that
I have another bit of advice when you get done.
That the type of person that I would meet at a bar was not the kind of person I'd want to date. Just like as a long-term thing, right? I mean, I heard this analogy a long time ago, and I don't remember where I heard it from, but I thought it was great. So I'm gonna hit you with it. And I think I've told you this one before, several years ago when I first heard it, because I thought it was so great. I've never forgotten it. But if women are like steaks, right? The ones you pick up at the bars are like the gristly, meaty chunks that are like left over, So you might chew on it for a little bit, but eventually you got to spit it out.
Okay.
Right? And so, like, I had a different philosophy going about everything. And my basic philosophy and what's worked for me throughout the years has been stop caring. Stop caring about any of it, right? Work on the things that I can control. And so I started working out a lot more. I started studying a lot more for work. Just be better at my job. Be better at the things that I feel like are important to me. Find something I'm passionate about and just do those things. And when I was able to better myself and be passionate and be more driven, like, things just kind of happen, right? And
yeah, that makes sense.
And so, like, I never really, when I was worried about it was when I would get down on myself. I'd feel bad about it. I'd be less motivated. All the things that you've said about, like, cast a wide net, be willing to do this, like, those are things that, like, the pickup artist community has been saying for years, right? But one thing that did stick out was, like, go pick up a weight and put it back down, and then do it over and over again, right?
Oh yeah.
That's how you do it. And for people who are like real incels, like, the idea of going to a bar is terrifying. Can be, right?
Oh really? I have rules for also bars, but
yeah,
I'll let you
to touch on that one in a second. But like, the idea of even, like, going to a bar is terrifying, and it is much more easy and comfortable to sit at home on the computer and play a game. And from anyone who has ever been there, they will tell you to just turn it off, go outside. It doesn't matter what you do outside, but get out of your house. Go walk in the park. Go outside and do something, and be more comfortable being outside. And then eventually, when you're comfortable just going out and being outside around people, obviously pandemic and all this other shit, and people are just uncomfortable right now around others anyway, but when you're comfortable being around people, strike up a conversation. And there's plenty of people out there who will tell you, like, there's plenty of charisma channels and other, like, how to start a conversation with a stranger channel. If you're uncomfortable doing that, there's better advice that I could ever give you on that. That's out there, you know, and it could be really innocuous. Bookstores are great, you know, if you like to read. Hell, for a while there, I was like going to church for that reason, because I was like, well, I don't want to date the ones in the bar. I'll go find me a nice one.
I did that too. But then you're not gonna like what I say here. And the churchgoers were also hoes.
Oh yeah, some of them, yeah.
At least the ones that I met, they were.
You think it was like like-minded?
Not what I was looking for.
Like-minded attract.
but if you're, I was at the point where I was like, if you're gonna let me smash this easy, meh. So, I know, like it's awful, right? But like that's how my brain worked. I
think that's
you're just also. So I've got a couple more things I want to talk about in regards to this, and again, I know this is coming from a former Chad. Okay, so listen. Rules at the bar: 1, you don't buy anyone that you don't know a drink.
100%.
Ever.
It doesn't matter.
Do not be that guy. If they come up if they ask you for a drink, walk away.
Yeah.
Don't offer. If they want to talk to you, they can talk to you. And I've that's another thing that actually, when you are standoffish, not to be like, don't be an asshole, but if you're not like bending over backwards for a woman, they tend to find you more attractive. That's just one of the things. Like if you're not going to be like, oh, let me buy you a drink, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that shit. Don't do that. Be willing to, I used to just kick it. Like, be okay just being at a bar and being alone and having a good time without meeting someone. That's another thing, is you have to be okay just to have a good time by yourself, even if you're with your buds. $20 a night. Don't spend more than that. $20. That was always my limit. I was never going to spend more than $20. I would buy a $4 drink, tip, and that's it. That's all I'm getting. Yeah, go to a cheap bar.
Unless you hit up the place with the $2 you call it.
Still, I still had a $20 limit. No matter where I was a $20 limit. That's all I'm going to spend. The other thing you kind of touched on, let me see if I can remember what I wanted to say. Yes, be comfortable in your own skin. Like that is, like what Rob was saying, is probably the biggest key, is being comfortable in your own skin. Your relationships don't define you. Who you're with doesn't define you. You define you.
When I was like 14,
quit being a bitch.
When I was like 14 and you were 20, 21 something, right? We had a conversation at one point, and I've never forgotten it. And it was one of those things where you told me, you were like, look, because I was either going to like some little high school dance or something, or I was nervous about something. You were like, look, listen, just go out there and do your thing. And you know, there's people who's gonna like it, there's people who's gonna hate it and make fun of you. Fuck those guys, because you got the people who love it, and you're having a good time. So
no, we were at a club.
Yeah,
we were at a club, and you didn't want to get on the dance floor, and I was like, no, it doesn't matter. Nobody can dance. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. None of these people know what they're doing. They're just having a good time. That's it. So just get out there, and you can just dance by yourself. Who gives a shit? Like, you don't have to go out and be dancing with somebody. You know how often I would pick up women just by going to the dance floor and just being okay to dance and being out there?
Yeah.
All the fucking time.
Thank you for watching this episode of BroPartisan Hacks with Rhys and Rob. We
We really, really appreciate you watching, tuning in. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to us. We're putting out content as often as we can. Share it with your friends. Get it out there. Get our names out there. Also, hit that bell, tap that bell right there so that you can get updated when we put out a new video. Rob and I are trying to pump these videos out as often as we can. However, we both have day jobs, we have families, so our schedules have to line up so that we can make a new video. Speaking of our day jobs, our opinions and views expressed are our own and in no way represent those of our respective employers. Thank you. Thanks again for watching.